one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
This is re.earth Initiative team, and we have come to a close of our 2-week focusing on racial justice in the USA.
But this fight for justice cannot stop. We need to keep learning and actively be anti-racist.
So let's start from the beginning and start with how ingrained racism is in the USA.
Decades after the Civil War, many government agencies started to draw maps, dividing cities into areas that were either desirable or undesirable for investment.
This practice was called redlining, that usually blocked off black neighborhoods from public and private investments.
Banks and insurance companies used these maps for decades to deny black people loans and service because of their race.
Even as late as the 1980s, an investigation into the Atlanta real estate market showed that banks were more willing to lend to low-income white families than to middle or upper-income African-American families.
As a result, today, for every $100 of wealth a white family holds, a black family only has $5.04.
But that's not just it. A big part of the systemic racism is implicit bias.
Studies show that resumes with white-sounding names get twice as many callbacks as identical resumes with black-sounding names.
Another form of implicit bias is present in arrest rates. Black people are twice as more likely to be pulled over by the police compared to white people, and 4 times more likely to be searched. This is despite the fact that white people are more likely to be found in possession of contraband.
Let's talk about the 13th Amendment now. This amendment abolished slavery, but what a lot of people don't know is the additional part of the sentence.
The 13th Amendment states that slavery is abolished in every case, except for someone convicted of a crime. This means that as a convict serving time, your rights are taken away.
Privatized prisons seen in states like Louisiana, Texas, and California force convicts to complete work ranging from making chairs to putting out wildfires, as seen recently in California.
Private prisons are a multi-billion-dollar business, but their inmates are earning less than $1 per day.
What can you do to make the change? The first thing you can do is work on becoming more aware of your own racial biases.
By investigating our own racial biases and learning from the experiences of Black, Indigenous, and people of color, we can change this reality.
Educate yourself. There are so many resources out there for you to learn from, and you can check it out. Our top kits to find them.
Recognize microaggressions around you and shoot them down. Microaggressions are statements and actions at an individual level that can be considered micro-racism.
Statements like, "Wow, you speak such good English for someone of your culture," or "Clutching your wallet a bit tighter every time you pass a Black individual."
Recognize and acknowledge that the consequences of slavery and Jim Crow laws are still affecting access to opportunity today for many Black individuals.
Help redistribute the wealth to the Black community through supporting and donating to the Black-owned businesses and organizations like some of these.
Be actively anti-racist. We need to unlearn habits and actively learn how to change.
We need to self-reflect. This can be uncomfortable, but from that discomfort comes growth.
Ask yourself, what are the things that I have done? What have I ignored? What have I just let go without saying anything about?
Anti-racism is not a personality trait or a practice with an end goal of being good. This fight for justice must be a part of our lives.
To ally is a noun, not a verb. It must be a continuous practice, one that seeks to dismantle oppressive systems, and it's not a one-time thing that serves the ally.
We remember the countless lives lost cruelly because of the hatred and racism we have in the United States of America.
We remember Michael Brown, Ahmaud Arbery, Sandra Bland, Alton Sterling, Eric Garner, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Damir Rice, Freddie Gray, Kimani Gray,
Natasha McKenna, Maya Hall, Alonzo Smith,
Shantae Tucker, Raya Milton, Robert Fuller, and many more beautiful souls that have left us
because of the racism they faced.
We hope you saw each of these faces and read each of these names, and that rejuvenated your fight for justice.
Martin Luther King once said, "The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people."